Hi there, my name is Craig Payne. I live here in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. This is my channel, Into the Groove. And I will be featuring music and talking about music and vinyl records in my own personal collection, highlighting certain artists as well as certain albums. And I will also be doing some seal to reveal and some new releases and that of albums I'll be offering through my business, Vision and Sound Productions. We have a Facebook page. You guys go and check that out. And most of the items we add on our Facebook page, we also add into Newfoundland Vinyl Classifieds. It's a page that Newfoundland Labradorians are joined onto that want to purchase like used records, new records, or products for the vinyl communities, things like outer sleeves, inner sleeves, new releases, and the like. So you'll see my videos over there as well. And I've never done this before. You're going to have to bear with me. I'm using my tablet camera. It's not the best quality, but hopefully that'll improve in days and weeks to come. I want to try to do a new video every week. Of course, more likes that we get, the more videos will be produced. It's a topic I could talk forever about, so I'm going to try keep the train on the track. I'm going to try not to ramble, because I know how to talk. And I don't want to bore anybody. I want it to be informative, so if you like it, please feel free to comment on that. And I want to give a quick shout out to some channels that I have actually subscribed to and follow them and look forward to their videos every single week. One is Vinylize over in California, Jarrett New. Very informative videos about setting up your own record player, what kind of turntable you should get, new records, new companies like Vinyl Moon that send you a random album of not the easiest to find music on different color vinyl and that, and a lot of other details that he shows there. So if you're ever looking about setting up your turntable or want some advice on headphones or speakers and that to get, and best things you can get for your vinyl accessories you get for your vinyl, head over and see Jared's videos on the Vinylize. As well as Ed over in the King's Court. He's a very big Elvis Presley fan, and so am I. So I watch Ed's videos quite a bit. Especially the new release of Elvis that he has, I want. So hopefully I'll be able to get lucky enough to find these and add them to my own collection. Another one is, I think his first name is George. He's either in Memphis or Nashville. I know he's in Tennessee. He's the Elvis vinyl guy, and I like watching his videos too. He doesn't always do Elvis. He does a lot of other artists that I like. So it's very informative what he offers as well. And one more would be Rockboy 680 over in, I believe it's England that he's in. He's a really big Cream and Eric Clapton fan and Beatles fan and that. And he does contests and things like that, which I think is really neat. And very informative videos as well. He also has a Blu-ray channel, and he has quite the collection of records and Blu-ray movies. And I enjoy watching his videos as well. So hopefully you guys will like my videos as well as you like theirs. If you haven't seen them, go over see them. The more likes down below, the more videos will be produced, because I can talk about this forever. So there's a new popular trend going on called vinyl tag, and I figured that'd be a great way to start this vinyl channel, is to do a vinyl tag. So we're going to start right at the beginning, I guess. So the first question is, and if you see me look up, I'm just referring to the questions on my screen. So first question is, how many records do you own? I own about 325 altogether. I have about 178. I have about 645s, and the rest are albums, 318 albums, so a total of 325. And still growing. The second question is, what kind of record player do you have? So I have an Audio Technica ATLP60 USB. It's a pretty basic turntable. What I like about it is the ability to auto return, so I don't have to kind of babysit the turntable itself. What I do not like about it is that its inability to be able to adjust the counterweight and the anti-skate options. Those are, I understand, are higher quality, higher end turntables, higher end cost as well. I'm looking at a Pioneer white PLX 500 that is able to adjust the anti-skate and the counterweight and it does do 78s as well. So I want to start collecting some more 78s for nostalgic purposes, rather than anything else. And that's the turntable I'm looking at getting at this moment. Number 3, how old were you when you started collecting records? Well, it was about 2012. So I was about 32 years old when I moved to Newfoundland here. I had a few that I had found in Halifax, and I had a few when I was a kid I was able to buy again and things like that. But when I got really heavily into it is when I moved here to Newfoundland and going down to like flea markets at COB Sunday Market, and going to places like O'Brien's Music as well as Fred's Records here in town. Fred's has been there in the same spot since 1972. I love going down, looking at records, and they have an extensive Newfoundland music collection as well as an extensive used and new record collection. And I like going down and taking a look. And if you're unsure if you want to buy something, they'll be more than happy to help you out by possibly even playing you a sample of something in that. So really friendly staff. If you're ever in St. John's, go down and check them out because they're very friendly. And so is Dave Rowe at O'Brien's Music. I love going down and chatting with Dave and that. Not very many records there, but many CDs, instruments and that. Store's been there since about 1938, I think it was, or something like that. So another great place. Speaks just as much to Newfoundland music as it does to the history of Newfoundland and St. John's. So, let's see, question 4, I guess I'm at. What is the oldest record you own? Okay, the oldest record I own, I had to bring up my list of Discogs albums. And the oldest record I own is this one right here. It's Elvis Presley's Blue Hawaii soundtrack album from 1961. One notably big song that came off this album, it was a big hit for Elvis, is the song Can't Help Falling in Love. From 69 to 77, he ended almost every concert with it. And it's a beautiful album. It's got about 14 tracks on it, and they're all good. Quickly around this period, late 50s, early 60s, I don't think he ever recorded a bad song in that period. Same with 69 to 77. It was great material. If I block myself with the record, I apologize. So, the first record you ever got, a friend of mine actually gave it to me. It was another Elvis album back in my early 20s, around there. And I actually did have a turntable. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hang on to it. Moody Blue by Elvis. And the first album that I had was actually the blue vinyl. This one is the black vinyl with Canadian pressing, black vinyl, tan record label. Track 1 off this album on side A is the ever famous Unchained Melody, where Elvis is pretty much just Elvis and the piano, and it's amazingly great. There's also a cover of a George Jones classic on here called She Thinks I Still Care, and also includes, of course, the title track Moody Blue and Way Down. I had it, the blue vinyl. I want to get the blue vinyl again. They just re-released a 2-record set of Moody Blue. A little bit of a different cover to it, but the records are clear vinyl, which is really, really neat. And I want to be able to grab onto that as well. Some alternate, some outtakes, things like that, alternate takes and that on the album. Includes, of course, the original album as well, and the second LP is a bunch of outtakes and that, so hopefully I'll be able to grab that. The first record you ever got with your own money. This would be this one. It's Tanya Tucker. I believe it was just a self-titled album. It's just called Tanya. She was about 15 or 16 when she released it. My dad used to have this record. He bought it when it came out back in 75. And I really like it. An old black Rainbow MCA record label. And 2 big songs after this. Well, 2 big songs. Lizzie and the Rain Man. As well as... Sorry about that. Lizzie and the Rain Man, as well as her performance of a Helen Reddy classic, I'm Not Lisa. And a great song that was written by one of the Everly brothers, When Will I Be Loved? I believe it was Linda Ronstadt recorded that as well. So that one's a great album. I got that because my dad got me onto it. Okay. My favorite color of vinyl. Well, that one's easy. I only have one. I bought it a few weeks ago. I really love it, so I listen to it. It's not only color vinyl, it's a reissue from 1959, 1960, 61, around there when it was first released. It's called For LP Fans Only, and it's Elvis again, of course. Great picture of him on the front. On the insides here is the original sleeves for a 4-track EP, 45. Don't Be Cruel, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Hound Dog and My Baby Left Me. And on this side is the original sleeve for the single Heartbreak Hotel. And side 2 is I Was the One. And it's a great picture of him too on the back from the Army years. I believe he was either still in the Army or about to be discharged from the Army when this was released. And of course, I would be remiss on talking about a color vinyl if I didn't actually show you the vinyl. This is 180 gram. It uses the old 50s RCA record label. And there it is right there. It's on gold vinyl. It's 10 tracks. First track on side 1, That's Alright Mama. The first hit he ever recorded at his Sun Studios that had national acclaim. It's a great album if you want to check it out. Especially if you're into Elvis and you're into the 50s and 60s music that he recorded. So back then, as well as like from 69 to 77, I don't think there was ever a bad song he ever recorded in those periods. I don't really care for the soundtrack songs that he was pretty much forced to sing between like 62 and 67, 68, like Old MacDonald and stuff like that. I don't really care for any of those. What I care about is the tracks that have substance, like Return to Sender, Can't Help Falling in Love, songs like that. That's the ones I really like. They show off his vocals. So let's see. What's the discount album you own? I think it was about a discount. I probably would have paid more if I could. It's about $2 or $3, but it's a great album. It's Bill Anderson's Greatest Hits album. This one I bought because I listened to Cabin Party with Paul Raines on VOCM every Saturday night. And no, I'm not getting paid for mentioning those subscriptions, as well as things like the Cabin Party on VOCM. VOCM is not paying me or sponsoring me or anything. I mention them because I truly love what they do. And I've been an avid Cabin Party listener for years, and that's why I promote it. I promote what I love. It's easy to promote what you love. This one here, Bill Anderson's Greatest Hits. It's a great album, great collection of songs. It has like Tips of My Fingers, Po Folks, Still. Those songs I've always heard on the Cabin Party. So it was a great chance to get those songs on record. I don't like those thin plastic sleeves though. I can get those MoFi High Fidelity Master Record sleeves, the inner sleeves. Those are ones I plan to get. Let's see. What's your prized possession? My prized possession, I'll talk about this for 1 second. Here in Newfoundland, down on Fortune Bay on the south coast, there's a duo. They're called Sim and I. Sim Savory and Bud Davidge. And I've always listened to their music from the time I was just 2 or 3, 4 years old. I've always listened to it right up through. I still do today. I consider Bud Davidge a good friend of mine. And there's an album they did in 1987 called Music and Friends. There was a track on there that Bud did not write. Bud pretty much wrote every song they ever recorded. And because of this, there was a bit of a controversy in the 90s, or in the late 80s, early 90s. The album got pulled. And there were some albums that Bud had discovered while cleaning up in that. He noticed he still had a few copies of this album. I was able to grab 2 from it. 2 copies from it. The first one, the same album. The first one is my open copy. It's Music and Friends. It was kind of like, they started in May of 77. So it's, this was released in the summer of '87. So it's about 10-year anniversary. And what they did was they got a bunch of their buddies around from the Fortune Bay area. Dan Shepard, I should say, fiddle player. Al Jensen, another fiddle player or accordion player. Bud and Sim, of course. Paul Sicki from Corbin, and a bunch of other guys to kind of like contribute to the album. And it does include the song I was talking about, but written by Lloyd Candow. And the name of the song is Some Shocking Good. Now, I have that album as a play copy. My prized possession is this one here. This one is still, as you can see with the reflection, this one is still sealed. This has never been opened from the day it was manufactured back in 1980, late 86, early 87. I'm hoping to get it signed by Bud. Sim Savory passed away. Sim Savory is over here. Bud Davidge is over here. And I'm hoping to get it signed. Sim Savory passed away a few years ago, so unfortunately I wasn't able to grant his signature. But at that particular time, it was to be believed that none of these albums existed. It's funny what you find out in years to come. But I was able to get this off of him. I'm hoping to get it signed and framed. It'll never be opened. And that's one of my favorite albums by them, and one that I'll cherish right to the end. Next question. Record by a female artist. Well, my favorite female artist is a country artist. Her name is Reba McEntire, and I found this one. I was really lucky to find this one. I'm glad I found it. This is Reba's album, Have I Got a Deal for You, released in about 1985, thereabouts. Includes Have I Got a Deal for You, The Great Divide, She's Single Again, and my favorite track on there is Only in My Mind. And it's great condition. It's a very good plus to mint condition, near mint condition, and Jacka shows a little wear, but great sounding album. And since she's my favorite, this female artist, I only own two, so I figured I'll pop this one there as well. So if it breaks any rules or anything, but I don't think those rules or anything, or recommendations or guidelines are really set in stone or anything. This is whoever's in New England. This is the one that put Reba on the map. She made a video of it. She won an award, I believe, for the video. Single of the Year, Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, the ACMs and the CMAs. Mainly because of that one song. And another one that was a big hit for her was Little Rock. It's on this album as well. Not to be confused, but it's Little Rock by Colin Ray. He's talking about the town. She's talking about her diamond ring. Those are the differences. Excuse me for a moment. Okay. Record by my favorite band. And here's a record. It's a compilation. It's not a studio album. My favorite band is Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. The best one that you could ever get your hands on for this band, if you don't really want to collect the original albums, pick this up. It's Chronicle, the 20 Greatest Hits. It's got everything. It's Proud Mary, Bad Moon Rising, Lodi, Green River, Commotion, Down on the Corner, Who'll Stop the Rain, Run Through the Jungle, Looking Out My Back Door, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, Hate Tonight, and a bunch of others. There's 20 tracks here, 2 record set, and it is a gatefold, which I really like. And there's actually a misprint on this album. I'll just show you one record right quick here. There is a misprint on this album. If you look on the very bottom of this label, you can see it there. It actually says copyright Fantasy Records 1876 instead of 1976. Back in 1876, not a member of this band was thought of, let alone born. Kind of neat. It was a little misprint, and it might be worth something someday. I don't know if it will or if it will not, but I enjoy it. As far as CCR is concerned, best collection you could ever own. I also went and got the, I think it was around 86, I got Chronicle Volume 2, which is kind of like the B-sides on that. Cotton Fields, Molina, Midnight Special, songs like that on there. I have big hits, but big enough to support another collection. Let's see. Oh, an impulse buy. I've been looking at eBay quite a while now, and I'm a big fan of country singer Randy Travis, especially getting things that I heard on YouTube or things like that you might have a hard time to find. I had an impulse and I bought some 45s off of eBay, and those I'm going to show right now. It's 245. He was known as Randy Travis. Then there was one particular point he was known as Randy Ray. His real name is Randy Bruce Trawick. But these are 245s. I'll take any willing woman. And Dreamin'. This one here is She's My Woman. And that's back with All the Praises. And they're great sounding songs. I really like All the Praises. Great country song. This is before he was signed to Warner Brothers or anything like that. They're Apollo Records record label. And they're kind of impulse buy. I'm glad I got them. I played them once since I've owned them, since I bought them. They're more of a nostalgic thing, something I want to just put away. Excuse me. Let's see, a gift. Parents sent me some money for Christmas, and pretty much get whatever you want. Be cheaper than buying something for me I might already have or something like that. So I went down to HMV and I bought an Elvis album. It's reissue. It's Elvis with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, and there's two: If I Can Dream and The Wonder of You. I had enough money to buy both, but If I Can Dream was out of stock, so I bought the second one first. This is it here. The Wonder of You. And it's a 2 record set, 180 gram vinyl. And it's basically, they take Elvis's vocal tracks and some of the band tracks, basic tracks and that, from back in when Elvis recorded these songs, and they add them to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Put a little bit of a different background to it. They came out really nice. There's one of the records there. They all look the same, so I'm not going to pull them out. A little bit dusty though. This one I really like because my favorite Elvis song, Suspicious Minds, is on there, and they did a great job with that one. We have Big Uncle Love, Got a Thing About You Baby, Suspicious Minds, Don't, I Just Can't Help Believing, Just Pretend, Love Letters, Amazing Grace, Starting Today, Kentucky Rain, Memories, Let It Be Me, Always on My Mind, and The Wonder of You. And it also includes a bonus track, Just Pretend. It's a duet with Helen Fisher. I'm not sure what that is, but it is pretty nice collection, I must say. And there's all kinds of information to be known on the inside. Little write-up by the producer, as well as the executive producer, Priscilla Presley. Let's see, I am at most played record. My favorite country singer is George Jones, and the one that I play the most, I got about a dozen of his albums, or close to a dozen. The one I play the most is this one here. Epic Years, 1983 or 84. 83 it says here. It's called Shine On. And these are some of the greatest songs I've ever heard him sing. Shine On, I'd Rather Have What We Had, big hit, Tennessee Whiskey, Always Get Lucky With You is a remake of old Merle Haggard song. I Should Have Called, Show's Almost Over, Oh George, Stop Drinking Today. So it's some great songs in there. It's produced by Billy Sherrill, who also produced him and Tammy Wynette back in the day when they were recording. Excuse me for a moment. Another rarity that I have, that my friend Bud Davis just gave to me as well, which I thought was great. It is a 45 back in 1982. So 45 of the Mummers song, and the Mummers song, their first country, not country, what am I saying? Their first Christmas recording. It was written by Bud as well. It's on the Old Quay Records labels, Cloak Sound, Clone Kings and Neil Bishop, down in Stephenville, over on the west coast of Newfoundland. And that's it right there. This 45, by me, has never been played. Side 2 is another popular, let's see if I can make it so you can read it better. Is Santa Just Might Not. kind of a kid thing. Did very well as well. Those are the 2 tracks that recorded at Quay, at Clone Sound on the Quay label. There are 2 jigs that were to be added, as well as 6 other songs written and performed by Bud and Sim, of course. And they were recorded at Sim Studio in 1985. And they did was they took the original tracks from that 45 from 1982. The rest of the album was made in 85, and the full album, Christmas Fancy, was released in 85 as well. But they released the 45 first, and of course, and it just took off. It was very popular. Let's see, Rainy Day record, just kind of a record you don't want to sit down and laze around and relax, whatever. I like an album that's, got maybe a little bit of a country pop influence in that. An album that I grew up listening to on cassette is this one here. It's Kenny Rogers, Eyes That See in the Dark. This is an easy listening album. I find it's an easy listening album. Contains, of course, Buried Treasure and Islands in the Stream, Evening Star, Midsummer Nights, Eyes That See in the Dark, I'll Always Love You, This Woman, You and I, and if you can see that picture on that, there we go. That is Kenny Rogers with Dolly Parton, his duet partner on, I get nervous, I forget things, his duet partner on Islands in the Stream, and Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, him and his 2 brothers wrote pretty much every song on this album, and they are singing harmony behind him. Either 1 or 2 or all 3 of the brothers Gibb, the Bee Gees. And it's just a great album. I really like it. And all the lyrics are included. And it's a great picture of Kenny back in those days as well. This was Kenny's, I think I was told this was Kenny's first RCA Records release. And then that enabled him the ability to record with Dolly Parton as well. I guess back in those days, the 70s and the 80s, same thing with George and Tammy. You had to be on the same record label as your possible duet partner before you could record with them. So George had bought out his old musical contract and joined with CBS, Epic Records, with Billy Shaw, so he could record with Tammy Wynette. And he stayed there for over close to 20 years, recorded with them. Same with Kenny Rogers. He moved over to RCA. They did that duet, and then they followed it up with a Christmas album, Once Upon a Christmas. And it's pretty much the same thing. You had to be on the same label. So let's see. A feel-good album. Just one album that I really like. Makes you think about home and makes me happy. Enjoy listening to it. It's a great album. It's another one out of the Clone Sound Studio. They produced quite a few albums actually. This one is by Dick Gardner. This was his 2nd release. It's called Heading Back to Newfie. And there's Mr. Gardner in the recording studio. The plane says Eastern Provincial Airways. And it's a great album. I really enjoy it. All the songs, much like the music that Sim Savory and Bud Davis recorded, all the songs were written by Dick Gardner, including a really massive hit that came off of this album called Labrador Rose. And one other song that I like the entire album, of course, but one other song I really like, my cousin's husband got the idea of naming his daughter out of a song that he heard by Dick Gardner. It's called It's So Nice to Be With Jenny. And that's another one I really like on the album. It's on the old Yellow Quay album, Paul King's Neil Bishop again. He recorded 3 albums there. Where the Turtle River Flows is this one, and there's another one. Little Girl's Prayer, I think it's called. And same thing happened with them, with Dick Gardner with the studio. That happened with Sim and I as well, which is studio shut down around 1983, and nothing else became of it, unfortunately. Nostalgic record. I remember when I was about 2 years old. I don't personally, I don't really remember, to be honest. My mom was telling me this. I was about 2 years old. We were living in Mount Pearl, and which is not far from here. And I used to listen to White Lightning a lot. But the recording of White Lightning was not the recording by George Jones that he did in the 50s. There's a recording back in the 60s, mid-60s, by Conway Twitty. It is this album right here. So I found that I had to get it again. And a very young looking Conway. Not very old at all. The album is kind of a few things with Charlie Brown and Conway Twitty that they did. They would kind of put two song titles as to the albums. This one, I Can't Stop Loving You, and Lost Our Love on Our Last Date. And Lost Our Love on Our Last Date is the first track on side 1. Can't Stop Loving You is the first track on side 2. White Lightning is there. It's the third track on side 2. It was written by J.P. Richardson, otherwise known as the Big Bopper. And of course, we all know that the Big Bopper was killed with Richie Valens and Buddy Holly on February 3rd, 1959, in a plane crash in Clear Lake. And it was one of the biggest hits he had was White Lightning. And for this album, this is at from back in the 60s and that. This is the old Decca record label. It's a great record. Great record label. A lot of Conway's music was released on this label, along with other artists as well, of course. And most of my Conway albums are actually either this one or MCA. Let's see what else we have. An RSD, record store record. Record store day purchase. Due to finances and things like that, I actually haven't been able to purchase an album or actually get into the record store day purchases or record store day events in St. John's as of yet. I'm open. There's one here close to the end of April, and I'm going to do everything I can to see if I can jump on, and maybe I can make a purchase. I'll make a video of that one day, but not as of yet. And a recent purchase, I was down at a friend's house who had some records for sale, and I wanted to get into some music again, so I want to look at an artist that I see a lot of people post videos of, or album covers that they're playing. One artist that keeps showing up over and over is a band from the 70s. They're called Supertramp. And they got more than 4 albums. I purchased these 4 albums because these are the ones I see the most. I've had a chance to listen to one of them, but not all of them yet. First one there, Crime of the Century. These are in alphabetical order, not order of release. Crisis, What Crisis? Even in the quietest moments. Here we go. And of course, the best quality one I got so far, as far as jacket is concerned, is Breakfast in America. So I still have to get these I listened to. Crime of the Century wasn't too bad. Most of their albums are pretty short, 8, 9, 10 tracks. This one only has 8. And they're short albums, more like EPs I think than albums, but I gotta give the rest of these 3 a good listen to before I can really say anything about them. The first one wasn't too bad, and the first one, and I believe maybe the second one, the first one, the fourth one, Crime of the Century, and I believe Breakfast in America has been re-released on 180 gram vinyl. I thought about picking them up, but I gotta give these a listen to first. No sense in purchasing a record that I don't ever intend on listening to. So, they were cost effective. It was a great way to get into the band. So I want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like below. Don't mention, no, I shouldn't say don't mention. You know, you can put anything as the comments, and hopefully I'll be able to respond to them. And I hope you liked the video, and sorry if I was a little bit too chatty. One of my favorite subjects is music, and hope you like it. I hope you enjoy what you just saw, and feel free to leave your comments below. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye-bye.